All right, everybody. Uh, this is not our normal time for running Granblue Radio.
Yeah, we
This,
didn't do it on Thursday.
yeah. I actually specifically waited because there was something that has not happened in a long time, and it was that they held information from us at Granblue Fest, and then they released it on social media and not in game. And so what happened there was it's like, all right, I need to hold because we don't have a full picture right now. And now we have a much fuller picture. And so when the Negima collab was announced at Fest, they only said the following things. They said that there was going to be Negi, there was going to be Ava, there was going to be Asuna, and that it was happening in February. Um,
Fast forward to now.
so then they said a couple days ago, like, so this was definitely something that like we woke up to and went, oh, well, I don't know about everybody, but
I messaged Pocky and said, I'm crying right now.
yeah, because what happened is that they announced that Jack Rackin would be in, and he's one of your favorite characters. You were
He's
excited when
so cool.
you were very excited when you actually saw that he had art. Um, the next day, I think was it? No, it was the day before they announced Setsuna, wasn't it? It was Setsuna into Jack.
It was excellent in the Jack because it was like, oh yeah, next thing they're gonna announce is Konica because she's tied to Setsuna. No, they announced Jack. And then I'm like, oh, that gives us where in the timeline we're supposed to be in then.
Okay. So you said it was in the Magic World arc, I believe you said?
Correct. That's why we also get when you level Iggy to 80, you get Teenage Iggy because that was his disguise.
I see. Okay. But then text like almost text only, there was a banner with just text on it. It said, "By the way, these characters are going to be in collab draw. It starts January 31st. The SSR draw rate for them will go from 3 in for the collab draw banner in general goes from 3% to 4% from last time. And the rate up on these characters has been increased to 1%. So when you go in here and you see Jack Racken, it says draw rate up, 1% chance that if you draw, then it will be him, and a separate 1% if you draw Setsuna, it will be her. So normally I do the math on these things. You had done the math in advance. What is the chance in the 50 draws that we get that you will see one of these characters?
Let's see here. If you're looking for a specific character between the two, it's 39.5%,
Mm-hmm.
and to get at least one is 63.58% chance.
So last time we complained because there was an extremely low chance of finding them, and then I immediately undermined myself by clicking the free roll button and getting Diablo. That said, it is it was less than 50% at the time, and now it is around a little above 50%.
But then also you just feel bad if you don't hit them
Mm-hmm.
at all,
Right.
because that means you missed a worse, a favorite coin flip towards you.
Right. And so, um, like I talk a lot about this, where it's a huge matter of communication. So this tells me that they know it's unpopular because they didn't announce it, they didn't choreograph it, they just sort of popped it on people. Um, from a business perspective, given how far in advance this is done, um,
It's bad faith.
it is bad faith because that's one part of it. On the other hand, it's also that they cannot pull back from this once they had already committed to this like way in advance. But as you said, communication, and they did not tell us this. And once is a test, two is a pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened was that they were released 5 hours after the usual time for Premium Gala to start. And with Premium Gala, they said there are no characters in this one until Collab Draw starts. So they have basically replaced the characters that would normally go here. Um, and I did check, as of last year, the characters that came out on this exact end of January banner were Robertina, who actually is quite good.
She's really good.
Yeah. Um, she started a new kind of team that flowered later with Nove. She does a little bit of everything, and she's good at like bringing newer players through a lot of content.
She can actually self-sustain herself
hmm
even
Like,
without Nove.
hmm And then there's Yuri. Yuri's, yeah, he was more of
You
a flavor thing.
know, comedy event.
Right.
Hey,
But
we kind of almost went back to a comedy event completely.
it was actually, yeah, the current Rakugo event is actually, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this event a lot. And so I was hoping to get some of these characters in.
Like we got new art. We got new art of Lady Gray.
We got new art Lady Gray. We got, let's see here, let's do event voices. Like Makuro was a lot of fun in this event. Um,
Yeah,
Uts
cheating.
vocally cheating at dice, which is another Rakugo story, by the way. So
I know.
yeah. Um, we had Utsusemi actually being like mostly serious because
Yeah, she was serious in her last event.
that's true.
She just made fun of Matera though. It was funnier.
Yeah. Um, so it's like return a well remembered, fondly remembered older character along with a character that people do like, and then, your inevitable seeding of another diviner, and then a normal appearance for a divine general who right in advance of the divine general stuff. But we didn't get any of these characters. We won't get any GBF characters until February 14th or so when we have Valentine's limited characters that come out.
See you there, Osiris.
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's what the pattern. What we've said, I said earlier, two is a pattern, and we've had two seasonal diviners. They were both summer. Tefnut just showed up at random for sumo, and Horace didn't actually. Well, Horace just showed up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, two is a pattern. I can't
It
wait
is.
for Halloween
So
Benu. Anyway, go
one
ahead.
of the issues I have with like the collab banner is that there's nothing that much good in it.
hmm
Like you don't feel any joy rolling on this banner at all.
And not just that, Henry was saying this too. Like, so the usual thing is that Henry will stay up. Well, it's not even stay up that late. It's 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. his time to help me post about new characters on Premium Gala because it's noon JST. That translates to 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. our time. That one's pretty normal human hours. 11 p.m. for him, so it's getting a little late for him. And then there were no characters for this time around. Like I warned him about this. It's like the last time we had a collab draw, there were no new GBF characters, and it happened again. And he said, "Wow, this actually makes me think that I don't want collabs because now they're
Yeah.
taking away from GBF characters. Like the promise
That
that was
that that
made.
was that was
Yep.
being versus.
Yeah, for 2B.
Yeah.
That's fair. But the promise that was made to us in summer, like the reason that they were put in collab was to put in more characters from a single franchise into a collab like this as characters because characters cost money. That's there's animation time, there's voice actors coming in, um, like it takes art and recording and things like that to do this. You have to write and you have to get the writing approved above and beyond a normal GBF character because you have to run it by the rights holder. In this case, a sitting parliament member, as far as I know. But
In
still,
Japan, yeah.
yeah. But like we're getting essentially one extra because normally we would get three and now we're getting four.
But then we sacrificed our two characters that we usually get from Granblue.
Right.
So
Uh.
we went negative.
Mhm. And they're idea of compensation is to give 50 rolls, and I
And
mean,
good luck.
yeah.
This banner, there's no grants, so there's no like weapons you want.
Hmm.
The characters you want that are not the co-op characters, is 0.007% chance
Hmm.
of even getting any of them.
Right. Like,
And you have a unweighted 50/50 that should be towards you, but let's be honest, good luck.
yeah, it is randomness, and so like, you know, it's however fate chooses to smile upon you that day or week or whatever.
Yeah, I can't wait to fight Fate.
Yeah. Oh wait, actual character named Fate. Haha, I get it.
Yes.
I forgot about that. So, yeah, like the event itself looks like it'll be fun. Like the art that goes into this, the Pactio cards, like it reminded me personally a lot of the Clo cards that they made for Card Captor Sakura. People are like, "Oh, the art is sick." This is, the GBF effort that they put in, right? Um, and then, they've now made it normal that we add in voiced stickers.
I'm
We have
also I'm also glad they kept the actual text from the Pactio cards too.
oh, the Latin that
That's how they
describes them.
yeah, like that's how these why Kagura Zaka is here is spelled with the C.
Oh, that's actually the original
That's
text
the
there.
original text.
Huh.
These are all the original text.
I see. So that is an extra level of like devotion to the what should we call it, the source material.
Yeah.
And that's why the McDowell here is with a V, because there was no W in Latin,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of love put into this, and then you just still feel bitterness.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, like we've talked about this before. When someone new is starting GBF, you're like, all right, we've got Sierra Carte's Academy for you. That gives you you know, essentially like six very solid starter characters, along with a grand character at the end, who once again is just solid. Um, and then it's like, well, but then when you go to the draw banner, you'd probably rather go into like it. You don't even want to go into classic draw with your rolls, because when you start the game, they rewind to the most recent like premium gala, either flash or yeah, premium. So like we wouldn't tell new players to do this unless they really, really, really want these characters, which is I guess what they're banking on as side games. But as players,
Once again, who other than old men like me asked for this event?
hmm
Like literally, like half. There's a good chunk of people. There's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh no, I'm showing my age. This model came out when I was 10, by the way.
oh Lord,
You know how I know? Yankee has the same birth year as me.
oh, oh jeez. Anything else that we need to get off of our chests for this?
Don't worry, we'll complain about something else in a bit later.
Okay, so we're going over to that one.
Now let's talk about the characters at least while we're still on the
All
collab.
right, let's talk to about the characters. Which one would you like to talk about first? Because I'm letting you take lead on this. These are
Uh,
your characters.
let's go with Setsuna.
All right. So here's Setsuna. You were a little disappointed that they have angel wings for her and not Tengu wings.
I think she gets the angel wings later, but she is a Tengu.
Okay.
That's
So
why she's other as her race.
so type unknown, specialty katana melee in wind. Wind does have a pretty good solid set of melee or katana characters.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me what she does.
She's a Shinmei school practitioner, so she actually when she gets targeted, she activates skill 1.
Okay.
Targeted is keywords, by the way. That's
Mm-hmm.
always a good one to be hit by.
Yeah, targeted is better than takes damage from or dodges or something like that. It doesn't care if you take damage, if you don't take damage. You just have to
As
be
long
looked
as
at.
you are targeted.
Hmm
And so she does 5 hit nuke and gets supplemental damage up to 50k, 10k per stack.
Okay, so after 5 of these, which would be around turn 4 or so, if the boss attacks AoE, which a lot of Earth bosses do because you're trying to get around the many characters who have mirror image. So anyway, okay.
Yeah, and because it autocast is it's actually useful for United Fight because
Mhm.
half the time you're just trying to let it rock.
Mhm.
Good. That one's good. Skill 2, 25% defense down on one AoE nuke on 5 turns. Not bad.
Mhm.
It's 5 turns.
Yeah.
Uh, but to also note is that anytime she uses one of her red skills, she all subs.
And how big is the Earth damage reduction on this?
50%. She halves the earth damage.
That's pretty significant. It's not going to save her from like Siegfried going ham on somebody, but it's for many things good enough.
I mean, you could use that to just let her die if you
Al-
don't have Rosetta.
Also true, yeah.
And then her skill 3, that's actually the weapon she gets from Negi.
Okay. The
And what it does is that you get turned in Grimnir kind of.
mhm.
It's 1 turn, guaranteed triple attack, 3 hit flurry, and 3% chaser.
You said 3%? Was it 30?
30%.
Okay. And with this supplemental damage there, the second time she does it will be significantly better than the first time she does it. And when she does this Zanganken up here, then the CD it comes off of CD. So this cooldown is fake.
You're more likely going to CA before anything happens,
Mhm.
and let it go down naturally.
Mhm. So like the first time she does this is going to be relatively normal. The second time she does it, it'll be pretty well amped by the supplemental damage buff that she gives herself, which can be dispelled unfortunately.
Yeah. To note, this is 1 turn, not 1 time. So,
Mhm.
you know, melee class that allows you to attack out turn with the party. Pretty good with it.
Or Ewiar who gives other characters double strike or other things like that.
Yep.
So, the improvement that we get is that she doesn't say anywhere on her text that she requires Negi Springfield for anything. And given that we know that Negi is going to be wind, right there, they could have done that because that's what they did for Diablo and Xion, which is one of the reasons we dunked on those characters so hard.
Yeah, but also to note is that she was self-sufficient without Negi, to be honest. Also, her actual story, her factory weapon sucks.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a billion times where these knives break.
Oh, they
It's
give her.
okay. They respawn.
I see. I was gonna say it's like they give her the Mista treatment in JoJo's Part 5. Anyway, don't worry about that part. Um, but like the character herself is a big improvement over that. Like if you are a newer player and starting, this does a lot of things that are solid. She
Has a defense down. Can also good attacking. Not I can't say multi-attacking because it's only on her skill 3.
hmm um but like this is the second thing that they have improved on. So they slightly raised the chances, although, a lot of us were thinking, man, what if they even just lowered the spark limit to 200 or something on collab? Anyway, there's a lot of things they could do. That's up
Because
to
say
them.
there are other games have a lower spark limit than GBF.
Yeah.
Remember, Princess Kinetic went from 300 to 200.
Yep. But yeah, and then it's like the um the character functions. She's pretty decent, especially if you're starting out. Like, let's see, who's the wind character that you get from Shero's? You get Madara from Shero's Knick-Knack Academy, and Madara basically only does delays and damage and skill damage. So she does. This character is a bit more versatile than Madara is. Not necessarily saying much, but we're talking about like if you're coming into this game new and you came into this for the collab. So it's like for various periods of time, like our friend Zeno was testing her, and it's like in terms of just damage, she can get close to characters who are dedicated to damage. Like she's not gonna meet up with like Grand Narmea or anything like that, but like over just a long test, she was close to where like Vania was. Once again, nowhere near the utility of Yukata Vania, but in terms of just hitting things, she stacked up. She was close to a decent number of characters that are limited. Like the character herself seemed usable.
Yep, but once again, player brain rots. Not the best, so she's the worst.
Hmm. But, in this element, when you look at characters who substitute, once again, it's like,
Also, about that too.
yeah. So let's take a look. Let's just see who's even defense in this element. I'm curious. There's so we've got does Grandvane no, he's just hostility. Grandvane is just hostility. Uh no, no, no. Wind Ingve all subs for 2 turns. I remember that one. So that's Yukata Ingve.
Here, let me just throw out the list. All right.
Yeah, Katse forces someone else to do it.
Normal substitutes: Monica, Nami, Robin, Suzaku, Vane,
Okay.
Halloween Vane.
Okay.
And that's Halloween Vane's only when he switches in.
Okay. And then
Katsei gives somebody its
yeah.
Melissa Bell,
Oh yeah, they gave it to Melissa Bell. That's right.
Narmaya, Grand Rosetta, Grand Vane, Yukata Ingve, and Uisis.
Okay.
Those are full subs. Hostility, full hostility,
Hmm.
which is still different because AoEs exist.
Not just that, but also with full hostility, if they kill you, then they can start hitting other things.
Yep. Aliza Summer,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Anchira,
Yeah, there she is.
Randall SSR,
Hmm.
Safe Event, Shion Summer.
Okay. So it's a relatively short and kind of weird list. Like, and so having a readily available tank in wind is also not so bad. So, you know, I I had said this when they talked about how they wanted these characters to be good for new players, but not like required at the high end of Unite and Fight. And I think it is a small target, but this character is much closer to hitting it.
He definitely is way better than the last set of characters.
Hmm. Is there anything else to say about it?
Nope.
Okay. I'm just looking at the weapon itself where it's like might, trium, and blow. It's like, that's not bad.
Oh
But
yeah, but that's an existing weapon.
yeah, oh, is it?
Yeah, both weapons are existing weapons.
Oh, okay. What was hers?
Yoda.
Oh, it's the True Tiger's Bane? I totally
Yeah.
forgot about that. All right. Is it time to talk about your boy?
Boy, Jack Rocket. Why does he look like Soul Bad Guy?
I know I have my opinions on why he looks like Soul Bad Guy. That said, I mean this is the exact kind of character that I would also really enjoy if I'd been a Negima watcher. Like I've seen like 3 clips of him and they're all just dumb and fun, right?
Well, to be fair, that was an OVA. He only appears in the OVA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't appear until Magical War, and Magical War is like volume like 18.
Oh, okay. So
It's like mid game.
did the TV series just never get to that?
Oh, it never got to never even get close to that. TV series barely even gets to volume 4.
Oh, I see. All right. So Jack Ricard,
It's not
or
serious. It's volume 6.
okay,
So he can't CA normally. He can only CA when he is serious rock on.
and we
How
were
do you
actually
get
yeah.
serious rock on? Well, you hit skill 3 when you get serious.
Mm-hmm. And
You
he
need 100 meter.
and he it lasts for 4 turns. And is there any way to cheat this CD back down or no? Or is it
Please look at his ultimate hard worker.
end of turn? Gains 2 random buffs. When he's at 10 or more buffs at the end of the turn, he
In
gives
Earth.
in Earth. He gets a 1 turn cut to this cooldown. Okay.
What happens usually is that if you're at full uptime, he will only have 2 turns of downtime.
Okay.
Because the fact that he can't really join in anything unless he's serious, and please note that in Rock on Impact, he can actually CA without using bar.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, I was wondering if it was Overtrance style where it sets it. You have to be at 100-meter first, and then you do the
Nope,
thing, or no? He just
nope.
CAs.
He just CAs. He's
Like,
that way. You can always just leave him slot 2, and if he provides it, he provides it. If he doesn't, it doesn't.
hmm And then he has. So go ahead, keep going.
But yeah, so as a result of that, he also gets the buff. Also gives him another thing. It's 100% perpetuity, 100% defense, 20% damage, and 10% skill. I mean, not skill. 10% damage cap.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Also, since we already talked about Ultimate Hard Worker, his list of buffs is 100% crit for 20% damage,
Mm-hmm.
dodge tank counter for
Mm-hmm.
3 hits, 20% armored, 30% water damage lower, 30% attack, earth attack up, and 20% chaser for earth.
Are they 1 turn or are they more turns than that? Like, is it
It's
just a random
five
2? It's
turn,
5 turns. Okay.
except for the dodge tank counter because those get eat up like super fast.
Yeah, that's fair. And can they be removed?
Yes, but you're an earth.
Yeah, that's fair. Like the serious Jack or serious Rakan ones cannot be removed. So that while he's in there, then he has at least 4, and then keeps gaining 2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sick.
Mhm.
Like he can provide so much of his own buffs.
Right. So he barely needs other buffs. Although once again, we said this is Earth. You have a lot of buffs available that you can gain.
Yeah, including the spell cancel.
Mhm.
And things also to note is that because it's a magic 10 buffs, pretty good weapon if you're willing to invest the wounds is Andromeda.
Mhm. Yeah, you were pinging your old college roommate saying, "Hey, he's well because he's an Andromeda owner." It's like, "Hey, look at this character." It's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
uh,
Andromeda Earth buffs can't be removed. When you have 10 or more buffs, you get damage cap stackable,
mhm,
and then you also get this buff on chain. Yeah,
mhm."
really good with this character. Also, it says that he has Zonkan when he CAs. Big nuke that removes a buff. Pretty good.
How big is the nuke? Like 1000% doesn't tell me what the cap is, especially since we are now in
1
the world.
million.
Okay,
1.1 million.
that is actually pretty big because um, something that we didn't mention because it was announced and then just when it was implemented, we're like, okay, it's in, was that they put in the change to where are you? Uh,
Oh
soft
yeah, I
damage
forgot
cap change.
that one.
There it
That
is.
one makes me sad.
Yeah. So an additional soft damage cap for skill and summon damage added. The point will depend on the damage specs. The ones with lower per hit specs will run into it sooner. It also turns off for the Ascended Prayer. So we are now paying more attention to the cap for each like individual hit of a skill than we have in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Oh
So
wait,
what?
I'm
Go
dumb.
ahead. What's up?
Rockin' can I forgot. Rockin' has Legendary Mercenary Swordsman. Please read it for me real
No
quick.
charge. No charge bar. Oh, he has passive dispel cancel.
Yeah, he can't be dispelled, and also he's immune to debuffs.
I see. Okay.
Oh yeah, and then he has 20% normal attack amp. That's if you're doing this Sears Rockin', that doesn't matter.
Well, he does it for 2 out of 6 turns, basically,
Yes.
which, is not the worst thing. All
And
right.
also, like, oh yeah, then there's this right straight, which is a 4 turn cooldown. The nuke itself is 1.35 million.
So big number.
He gets 10% meter, and it's a one-turn cooldown when he has rockin' power. So
So basically, what we see is turn one, he punches something in the gut. He's got his right straight. He goes from 30 meter to 40 meter. At the end of the turn, it's very likely, if you've built at all to help him, or just passively press buff buttons in an element that has infinite numbers of buff buttons, then he gets another 20 at the end of the turn. He goes from what 40 to 60. A lot of the time, you will see like do some kind of chain, um, and then so turn three he gets serious basically.
So one of the things I actually saw a lot, one of my favorite videos for him is that
Hmm.
people were saying that he could take place of the Alexiel slot, but why would I replace Alexiel? The answer is that you could just play him with Alexiel. She
Hmm.
has a buff,
Yeah.
and then your other meter charger was actually a Monica.
Hmm. Okay. So eightless and satyrless, a different way of doing it. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
you could just replace say Monica with Satyr,
Hmm.
but
So
yeah,
yeah. Um. Once again, like this is a very solid character. Like
he'd
I
been
would,
useful in this United fight because it's just one big hit for the nuke.
yeah, one big hit and a dispel every turn for 4 turns. That would have been he would have survived, unlike my boys.
Oh man, we'll
Yeah,
talk about that in a sec.
but I mean, once again, like this seems like a character who actually scales decently well into the mid and later game. He's not, on the level of a level 150 transcended eternal, but please don't compare to that. He is,
Like if you're
yeah.
not worried about like being debuffed like every single trigger,
Hmm.
you can just keep using this dude. He'll add a nuke at the end and have another nuke on top of it the turn after.
Yeah, I would honestly not be surprised if, under certain conditions, he just is like, oh yeah, he may not be the best, but he's totally usable in Nightmare 250, right? Like, I
Yeah,
would not be surprised. Um, but yeah, I mean, once again, like, he's your boy. Hopefully you get him. I'm praying for you, my dude.
yeah, I am hoping. I like his EMP support skill is that he has more charge bar at the beginning of battle.
Oh yeah? Okay.
It's only 10, but that actually makes it so that you can actually get his thing up to 100 on
Turn.
turn one, but you have to play
Oh.
manual for that turn one
Okay.
because of ordering. Usually because you want him second slot.
Hmm.
If
But
you play
yeah.
him fourth slot, you can actually just let it full auto.
Okay. But yeah, so like once again, this character seems very usable. Like that in that way, they've hit the target that it seems like I said, it seems to hit the target that they stated outright. Might, sentence, and sword voltage. Which one was that? I'm trying to remember.
Sentence in Earth was
But anyway,
I don't remember, but
that's okay.
it already exists.
Yeah. But so that's good that these weapons
Embrask.
oh, it's Embresk Demiclone?
Yeah.
Huh, okay. All right. But anyway, we've said our complaints. This is slightly improved from last time, but it went from like a 0 to maybe a 1.5 stars. But yeah, um, I really wish that they had addressed something about like this is how future ones are going to go because once again, like had I am on Henry's side here. It's like, oh, it feels like these are taking slots away now.
Obviously here my tweet of I'm going to cry.
Hmm.
1:28, 3 a.m.
Oof. Yeah, they announced they announced it in the evening their time, which for us was the middle of the night. I woke up to it and was just disappointed.
Yeah, also it's 3 days before the thing.
Yeah,
Is the other half of that.
yeah. It's like this is not communicated in a way that like puts any faith in the staff. You know, like it is very unfortunate at best, and I really wish that they would say something like, well, another of our crewmates just said, well, see you in 5 collabs when it's actually palatable, when they've iterated on it enough where it's like, hey, this is actually just, you know, a collab fest, and so now it's actually stuff that you would want in here along with the collab characters. Like, well, yeah. Because, so 10 Slime was in the middle of November, right?
Yes.
So I was looking at who came out in November of 2023 for Flash, and it was Barawa and Saria, who, you know, they're not like the best, but they're popular characters, and they they were very fun. Like they definitely kept in the canon, and they're just like, if you want to dream, then dream and just do it. Uh, there was also Valena, who came and went without people noticing, but also, yeah, it wasn't like the middle of November is a an off time because that's also when they released Gabriel.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So,
Like, I think Gold Knight and the Itha came out in like 2020, so November, if I remember correctly.
mhm.
I try to
Yeah.
remember. It might have been
2022
October.
November 2022 November Flash was Adam and Therese. So it's like, all right, that was a forgettable one.
Oh
2021
no,
November.
I got mine off. It was September for them.
Okay, 2021 November in the middle was Benjamin, who was actually pretty fun and
My
still
boy
useful.
Benjamin.
And it was Light Arulumea. And so that one, once again, it was like it was them going back and going to please fans of those characters. Like Aoido's fans were really happy that Benjamin came out. Arulumea fans are, you know, it's like they're not gonna say no to a very useful new version of her. 2020's Flash Gala was Light Feather and Fiorito, so that one gave us really good characters and
Oh
set
yeah,
up
that was
for
like
Marionette Stars.
yeah, for 1 year later.
Hmm.
That stars.
Yeah. So yeah, those are our. So we had something like a list of 5 complaints when Ten Slime did it. They've addressed 2 of them, I think, where it's like the rates got better, but they're still not, you know, great. The characters got a lot better, so they're not embarrassing. They weren't
God, those
outshone by the free guy.
those were so bad.
Yeah. Um, but they also released no new Granblue Fantasy character. All right.
See you Valentine's, Osiris.
Yeah. And then we'll see what happens with the anniversary stream because we won't get new news until then, basically.
I
All
still
right.
find it funny that that our anniversary event is the Divine Generals
When they're
when
at
we only have
year 11.
11 of
Yeah.
12.
I wonder if they will actually bring out the horse. I'm curious.
You're gonna fight the cat.
Is this
It's
Fruits
gonna be
Basket?
Fruits
Yeah.
Basket.
Oh man. All right. So that is it for now for Negima. We'll
Oh
talk
wait,
next. Whoop, go ahead.
I'm kind of sad that Ava's not water.
Oh, does she have like ice abilities or something?
Oh yeah, she both her magic ice,
Okay.
but she's a vampire, so I guess dark is the default.
Mhm. Yeah, the Asuna summon gets like the bog standard do a lot of damage and dispel something that we seem to be getting a lot of, which, you know,
I,
useful.
I wish it did. I wish it was like dispel all.
Yeah.
Even cooler.
Dispel everything
They,
including yourself.
yeah, might as well.
We were hoping for that. We were just like, because of how the Unite and Fight boss was, there were people openly asking, it's like, okay, how do we, how do we dispel everything at once? And it was like, oh, it was. Do you remember? I think it was a Fire Unite and Fight where people were bringing out Dark Sarunan from the back.
From a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah. Or
Speaking of a Unite fight, let's talk about Unite fight for once on this radio.
yeah. So, we were talking about how it's like as of last time, Nightmare 250, it was like, okay, if you were like you had everything, right? Then sure, you could go like 5 minutes faster than other people on full auto. And it was like having Medusa, who was newly out at that time. You had like, um, well, it was a lot of it was basically just having Medusa in order to go faster. But if you didn't want to
Yeah.
go fast, you went slow and steady, and it finished. It was like, okay, well, Alex, this fight is long enough for Alex to work. Ayana never went away, and you just play slow and you walk away for 14 minutes, and you come back and you get your stuff, and you start again.
So
This
difference
one,
is this time around. All right. Why is their dodge rate up on a non-win fight?
not only was there dodge rate up, there were two different ways to screw over your damage.
Yeah,
Because
damage fixed after 15 hits.
yes,
My other favorite part of this is that even if it whiffed on a character, you're gonna lose 200 meter.
um, so the thing that I took issue with was that the stacking mechanic. So one of the things that they've done to try and spice up V1 a bit, especially for these nightmare things, is that there'll just be a buff on the boss that goes up as time goes on. It'll go down as they take special actions, and it'll go down if you fulfill a certain condition. And for this one, it was at lower levels, it was like do 3 million in a hit. At higher levels, it was do 4 million in a hit. And that
4 times.
right. And
So I actually double checked.
mhm,
The text for the September one, the Earth one, was
mhm,
also 4 million damage per hit, and it also did have the damage fixed after 10 hits.
mhm,
But you're also, if you're CA looping as Earth, you're not doing more that many hits.
mhm. A lot of the CA characters in Water do extra hits after their stuff. But
Yeah,
also you could
Chat
just
Noir did it
miss.
on CA.
Yeah, but you could also miss. Like,
Yeah, so the one that the September one had was damage cuts.
mhm,
Damage cut is as long as you go above the damage that you didn't care. You usually hit the hard cap instead.
mhm.
Still,
Yeah, Ken around in chat saying like, I feel like this boss wasn't as bad as the Fire UNF boss where the repel did more damage. I personally didn't even think that it was the repel that was necessarily the problem. It was a problem.
oh, it definitely killed my thing because you want to know how many times I put up the repel?
How often?
4 times in the fight,
Yeah.
and uh, I have to babysit my poor moon person
Mhm.
because
Cassius Slayer.
he will
Yeah.
autocast and then promptly almost kill himself, especially if there's a zombie on top of him. Which
Yeah.
the repel is also with the zombie.
Like, let me go look at the teams that people came up with in order to deal with this kind of thing. So, there was one that tried doing Masquerade, and the problem with Masquerade, like the one that got me was that the Dispel on Masquerade is on a 6-hit elemental damage thing, and if you have Promenade 7, it's actually 12 hits, which means that your MC would
Oh,
hit.
you're killing yourself faster.
Yes. It activates twice. It's like 2 dispels. That's great. And then you fall over. It's like, oh.
Yes. Do you have more? Do you have more than 70k twice?
I
Because
did, but
85 between 85 65% is not a very long time to get your health back.
this was a very good Unite and Fight for Fiower because he, as of several updates ago, ends his Carnage cooldown. But Carnage is another 6-hitter, and he would do a whole bunch of damage to himself before doing that, which I did on purpose so that Cassius wouldn't fall over and die. Because Cassius is 8 hits.
Yeah. Not only that, like I'm gonna actually look up water right now and see how many have decent enough renewable D
Dispels.
spells
Because
that don't have multiple hits.
like we were talking about Chat Noir, like this was one of the times that he actually did pretty dang well. But let's see.
If he CAs though,
Yeah.
if he CAs, his CA has nukes. Guess what happened is also part of this fight. Skill damage lowered by 350%.
Yeah.
That's how big that number was, by the way.
Hmm.
And also, damage picks after 15 hits. If you still hit for 0, that counts as a hit for this purpose
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Um, Here's the remove 1 buff. It was plain damage, but yeah, he does 6 hits on his CA. Anyway, so um, yeah, they threw essentially the entire kitchen sink at water, and if they do that to light, like
Oh, we just it just honestly instantly just kills Foof.
it kills Thief, it instantly kills Cosmos because Cosmos knocks herself down to half health, and then she'd run into a repel and do like extra hits of nuke
And kill
before
herself,
dispelling.
yeah.
Uh, let's see here. Nove doesn't have a dispel, does she? No. But she would kill herself just because her nuke does 14 hits. Oh, it does dispel. Her nuke is a 14 hitter. She will die.
She'll kill herself.
Yeah, it's 28 hits. She'll just die.
Well, to be fair,
Hmm.
it only reflects 10 hits.
Um, here's so Summer Urius would survive this.
Yeah,
Ex
except he has hits on another thing.
Yeah, if he lives through Tentacle Rush, it depends on how the rules are for that. Sometimes the reactive skills don't trigger repel.
No, they
Because
do.
yeah.
It's a repel. Like when you did the lasers in
Hmm.
this one, and the repel was still up, it will hit Hase because the lasers are coming from her,
Hmm.
even
Uh,
though it's technically reactive.
let's see. Yeah. So anyway, if they do this to water, what they did to water to wind, I'm like, I don't know what I'll do because the last Unite and fight with light involved, it was like I did a very very um attrition based strategy where it's like, yeah, we're gonna get hit down to very little health, and then Lucio will heal us all back to full, and then we can finish the fight with our second health bar.
I mean, he technically did have a Selkie help part in Maria Teresa. It was not
Yes,
enough.
it was enough for me, but that's also because I've invested a huge amount into this element, and
Yeah,
and even
now we
then,
go to the
like,
normal person.
yeah, and then the thing was that even then, my most stable one was where are you? It was the Nighthound strategy because and it was specifically the Nighthound strategy because Nighthound's dispel, one, you turn off your attack so that you don't die to the repel, and two, the uh, the um the damage that you do with your dispel is plain damage, which doesn't trigger repel. But it was like that's very specific.
To note that the last United fight before this one, the November one, the which one was it? The win favored one.
Hmm.
You just needed a 4 chain,
Hmm.
and you lowered your stacks by 5 when you 4 chained instead of
Yeah.
2.
Where are you? It was Stealth Protocol? No, it was Homing Beacon. There it is. When every 3 turns when in effect, 5 hits of plain damage, remove a buff. And it's like the content creator, the video and strat maker I was watching. He was just like laughing in disbelief, like, is this is my most stable one? Anyway, so yeah, they did a lot, and uh
See, if they added the 4 chain to this one, I think I would be less mad
yeah, it would.
because it's easy to 4 chain with 0 damage.
Yes.
It's not easy to hit 4 million when you have both the capping your damage every time
Hmm.
after a certain amount of hits, which sometimes your characters just automatically have a billion hits to your nukes,
Yeah. So I mean,
and also dodging.
so I spent yeah.
Dodging for 0 is felt really bad this fight.
Yeah, for our crew, I spent so much time helping other people actually clear this because it was unreliable. People were throwing like elixirs at this. People were doing they were like, I can't finish this. It's like, all right, well, and that's part of how I hit my honors record. I didn't actually like run my own hosts a lot for the last day because it was just like people just had a bunch of ones that they couldn't clear without help or, consumption of resources. So anyway, I really hope they don't do this to light because
Oh man, I forgot about this part. Also, it's really annoying that it removed all its debuffs when it enters overdrive.
oh, it was overdrive in general, not just 50.
It was entering overdrive.
Okay.
Entering overdrive, Revenant Soul. Uh, it's the one that does dark damage to you based on the level it's at right now. Burns you. Your burn is 10k. Why is it 10k? That's so high. 3k supplemental.
The charm hitting felt really bad too. Because
Yes. Also back to things that make you swing for zero. Being charmed.
yeah,
Four turns of charm, by the way.
water used to be really good at keeping debuffs off. Um,
I
and
had to, I
then
had to do Cassius, and then I had to babysat Cassius so he didn't kill himself.
yeah, Gabriel wasn't actually enough because she does it on the turn that you CA with her only.
I mean, if you could see a loop with her, but
Yeah, she doesn't help that.
CA looping with Gabriel is literally funny when she was literally built for triple tax.
Yep. Um, I mean, they also designed around Yatima because Yatima makes your team debuff immune after she hits uh both
5 stacks
4 stacks. It,
oh, it's 4.
she only goes up to 4. The problem
Well,
was
yeah, they
that
have 4 on both, and
yeah,
one of them's multi-attacking. Good luck.
yeah. So they designed that charm to hit before she was online as well. And it's like, okay, sure, but they did so much just to. Anyway, it felt more like them putting up a red light than putting up a yellow light. Is the issue that I had. Like,
Remember what we saw? We saw that the expected honors for top Ks went down.
by 600 million. It was at previous pace, it was going to hit like 3.8 or something like that, and then it went down to 3.1. Anyway,
It's a lot.
it was a huge wall that people ran into, and that's not necessarily a positive thing. Once again, it's like yellow lights I will live with. It's like, okay, that makes sometimes RNG will make it take an extra 2 minutes. Oh well.
Yeah,
But
you know the difference between this and Lucy?
what was that?
You can block in Lucy.
Yeah. Well, also you do Lucy once a day. You are not
You're not
beholden to mashing your
against
face into it.
yeah, constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why I like Princess Kid, where I do my 3 runs and like, okay, I'm good because I know I'm not top tiering
Oh, for yeah, for
for Clan Battle.
clan battle. I haven't done clan battle in a while. I keep forgetting about it. But anyway, so that's those are the two big complaints that we needed to get off our chests, and we wanted to make sure that we had all the time and all the information to do. Let's see here.
I'm rereading it. It's like, oh yeah, entering overdrive takes priority over HP triggers, and it also happens at 50%. Awesome, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the next United fight. I'll see you in April.
We'll see what happens in April. The first 3 days ended up being fine. Well, the first 2 days. Then
It
the
did
third
not
day
end up
happened.
fine for me.
Okay.
Don't have the characters to do it.
All right. Next up. Well, so that was us basically getting 50 minutes of just complaints off our chest.
Yeah, we usually don't talk about United fight. Usually it's just like, oh, United fight happened, and then move on.
And it
This
was
time
like,
was a problem.
yeah, this time it was like, all right. Last time, the previous, 50 sometimes it's been like, we played it. It's over now. This time it's like,
They added a new weapon thing, and that was the last time we talked about it. Was literally last year when they added a new weapon.
yeah, like those weapons they have all 10 now, is it?
It's all 10 now.
Okay. I'm trying to I have, I think, 6 of them built, and then a 7th one ready to be built. Should I?
I'm making the gun because the gun sounds fun.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I have
It's
6.
it's to buff my TN.
Nice. What's it actually do at its 5-star form?
Uh, it's a gun
Oh, okay. I mean, that's fair.
that boosts TN specs because she's a gun character.
Yeah. So yeah, we have TN's um, Records of the 10 coming up. She's paired with 6 because they are the two who do
Solo
not have a
ones.
partner. Um, and as
Oh
a
yeah, next United fight is not fire somehow.
yeah, they broke
It's
pattern.
light. And it's
Uh,
like, man, but my record of 10 though.
where are I was actually remembering. It's like, what do they have to do with each other? Well, she's the one who made Six's event jacket. She actually made this for him. It's like it's not like they hate each other or anything like that. They will actually talk to each other, unlike Seven, where everybody tries
Where
to
everyone
give.
just ignore him.
Yeah. But anyway, Records of the Ten is coming, and they have put in a couple of things that I'm looking forward to make it less grindy. They're gonna give us more steps in the missions, and they're going to add in the Golden Tyrant, I guess. Whatever.
The last record 10 was like numbing inducing.
It was really mind-numbing. It reminded me of like original Arcarum Sandbox. It's like, please don't do that again.
It reminded me of United fight
Yeah,
in the
that
bad
too.
way.
Yeah, yeah. So they're taking some of the grind away. We'll see how much that grind gets taken away. The actual Negima event is going to be next week, and that looks like it'll actually be fun. Um, then yeah, we've got a lot coming, and you know, like February as a month, after getting the horrible taste of January out of our mouths, it's crawling back up. Problem is that there was a hole. There is a hole that we do not want to ignore. So anyway,
Let's see here. Let's see here. Seox's Radiance.
yeah.
Level 5. He gets 6% normal attack amp
Hmm.
total, 10% skill damage cap, 1,000 attack. That adds up a little bit, but and then Chaser one time at the
Beginning
beginning
of
of
comp,
combat.
which is basically the only time he doesn't have like like his full powers is turn one.
Well,
But
now we make it easier to Unite fight OTK
also we just
on meat.
yeah, like the test of whether or not you use 6 is whether how you reacted to this, because it was just like, oh, wow, he's getting way better on turn 1. Damn, they really like him versus people who went, that's it? And it's like, no, this is all he doesn't
It's
need
all he
more.
needs.
Yeah.
Like, hello?
Yeah.
Don't give him all sub.
Yeah. And then the TN one, um
Let's see,
so
20% still, just cap total, 20% skill damage. That's gonna matter a lot because of their new caps.
mhm.
1k attack and enemy weakness chaser based on surplus bounty level. So here's the reason why they have to list it that way. By the way, they has to be listed this way, Dom,
Mhm.
because of Zeta Spear.
Really?
Because otherwise, this would not work with Zeta Spear.
I did not know that.
Because of how chasers work.
Right. Because if it was on a passive and was on that same, okay,
Yeah,
but
because like her brother, for example, her fire brother
mhm, doesn't
does
work with
not
it.
work. If they're in break, his passive does not work. Because usually your Zeta spears are bigger than the chaser he gives himself.
And the thing is that it's actually very easy to get to surplus bounty once you have the ability to double cast intense bullet.
Like literally after her first CA, she's hitting to the suppress bounty already
Mhm.
after one CA.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they're doing well with those. We'll also be getting um, the rebalance, and the eyes will be on the ones who need it the most, which are 1 and 5. A little bit of 3, but 3's good. 3's good. I'm curious what they'll do to rebalance. Also, this is something unrelated to this. Who's this character in the banner with like the green hair and the wings, DJ?
What was her name? It's one of the Cha-Chas.
Oh, who's
Is it
that?
Cha-Cha Zero?
Who's that related with?
Oh,
Like
Cha-Cha Zero is one of Ava's puppets.
pup. Oh, it's a puppet. Okay.
Yeah, Cha-Cha Zero.
Okay. Because I was just like, who is that? All right. But yeah, let's we won't forget any of the things that happened, but we will move forward and see what happens. Uh, we got Princess Connect Fest next weekend, don't we?
I believe it's next weekend.
Cha-Cha Zero is in Ava's chibi sprite. Let's see. Is that Cha-Cha Zero? That has silver hair. Oh well. There are puppets. Does this mean we will one day
No,
get a
that
Yuki
that
holder
that
effect?
that is Cha-Cha Zero.
Oh, okay. So what's the green-haired one? Is it also Cha-Cha Zero?
Let me double check what you're looking at.
I'm looking at so in the event banner. Hold on, let me reload until I get it. Negi, Ava.
I just looked at it. They're the same.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, um, we'll see you next week. I'll be doing this next episode from Japan.
Yep. Oh yeah, congratulations. It is Antheria.
Oh yeah, I checked for Azuma, like Anthuria's #1 fan, and they were on social media going, "This is the my faith has been rewarded. My years of checking Choreogra to see if it was Anthuria's month."
It's a really horrible thing to try. Like hope, but your hopes on. There's only so many times we can choose characters, and sometimes we just ignore characters.
Yeah, but
There's so many characters in this game, and it's like not everyone gets their timelight unless
mhm.
they're super popular.
And or or sometimes they get into an event and Cygames goes, "All right, this is our chance." So the month of January kind of had two uncaps given um, Lucius and the Sadala sisters, but Lucius kind of more counts as December. It's sort of in
He
between.
he was definitely December.
Yeah. Anyway, I will talk to you next week, DJ. Thank you for joining me. Um, I forget. Am I picking up anything for you? No, you're picking up stuff for yourself in Japan. You're gonna see Pocky as well.
I'm gonna say Baki. You need to pick up something for him from me
What was
to
that?
give to Miranda.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember this now. I do have enough room in my luggage for it. Um, I also let's see. Okay, so what am I bringing back from that? I'm bringing back 2 art books. I have room for that. I'm bringing back that. I have a playmat to get to Miranda. I'll make sure that I have enough room. But I just realized that I have to go into my let's see. I have to make sure that I don't forget this CPU that Henry sent me to give to him. Where did it go? All right. With that, thanks everybody. I'm gonna go panically search for a package that I got. Um, I'm sorry. Uh, I'm sure it will come up somewhere.